Hello and welcome to your Spirit of the Soul show. It's Power Coach Alicia here. Today we're talking about when life has broken you, feel your pain. We are on day 77 in your 90-day journal. This 90-day journal is all about finding your inner calm and embracing your truth. If you would like to snag up this journal, all you need to do is search Alicia Willardson on Amazon. If you search that, all of my books will come up. You'll be able to find them all. You'll be able to find this journal. You'll be able to find future journals, my soul calendar, my books that I've written. All of that is there for you. And even though we're on day 77 here, it doesn't matter. You can easily just jump into this journal and do your own work. This is like taking 10 minutes for yourself every day to start the process of getting into the habit of doing something for you that helps your soul. So again, if you want access to this journal, all you need to do is search Alicia Willardson on Amazon. And again, we're talking about when life has broken you, feel your pain. As you're coming in here, drop hashtag live party if you're live with me. If you're on replay, drop hashtag replay, right? And I want to ask you something. I want you to answer in the comments. Do you face the things that you are being presented with, or do you avoid? So I'm going to write face or avoid. And I need to put something else here so I remember to put it up on the screen. If I don't, I won't remember. Okay, that'll be later. I'm going to put it up on the screen. So when life has broken you, do you face it or do you avoid it? And be honest with yourself. Because facing it means that you are allowing the feelings, right? You are acknowledging those feelings, that you are allowing yourself to feel the way that you feel and not just shutting them down or being like, well, I don't have time for that, right? Day 77 is all about pain. And we're talking about how to empower yourself by acknowledging this pain. The quote for today is, pain is the echo of our humanity, a reminder that even in our brokenness, we are capable of healing and discovering strength to rise. That even in our brokenness, that we are capable of healing and discovering the strength to rise. So fucking awesome. I love that. Let me get back over to my profile. Ooh, Julie, both, depending on what the issue is. Look at that. Okay. Interesting, right? So that is a good self-analysis, a self-awareness of, well, it just depends on the situation on whether or not I face it or I avoid it, right? And so the intention is to look at how you can face more of these situations instead of avoiding them, all right? One thing I want to let you know is that I have a free quiz that's like your secret weapon against burnout, people pleasing, and self sabotage. So if you want access to this quiz, I want you to type quiz in the comments. I am telling you right now, I have never done something so powerful, like created something so powerful that gives you such clarity of where you're at and where you need to go. I have clients currently taking it, people that don't even know me taking this quiz, and people who are past clients taking this quiz, people who have been in my world for a little while. And every single person, when they come to the quiz results soul healing session, are getting so much value out of it because we're taking the information from this quiz and we're dropping it into a 5-step process so you can see, okay, where do I need to focus first? Where do I need to focus second? And if I don't focus on these areas, where am I going to be impacted coming up, right? It is so fucking powerful. So if you have not taken this quiz and had your free quiz results and soul healing session, I highly, highly recommend that you do that. All you need to do is type quiz in the comments. And coming up on February 29th is my Power Soul Camp, which is like a boot camp for your soul. And it's where you're going to learn how to create strong boundaries and enforce them without feeling guilty so that you can heal. If you're ready to create these strong boundaries and be able to enforce them without feeling guilty and putting these boundaries in place before you get to your capacity or threshold where you just lose it, this soul camp is for you. So just type power in the comments. As soon as I have the page ready for registration, I will send you the link and you can get signed up for that. All right. So as it pertains to when life has broken you, we're going to jump into the lesson for today. Allowing yourself to feel your pain and then grow through it is how you build strength. It's how you heal. And it's what helps you understand and embrace your emotions instead of avoid your emotions. It's the understanding that pain, when acknowledged and processed, becomes a catalyst for growth and self discovery. As long as you don't sit in the energy of processing, which would be slow, stuck energy. Processing is quick. Okay. You want to process it and get into action because action is movement, action is healing, right? Processing slows down. So what happens is you can get really distorted that when you're processing, you are healing. You're not. You're just processing. Healing comes in action and reviewing the action, reviewing the triggers, reviewing the sabotage, looking at where you need to grow, and then getting back into action, right? Processing is the energy of slowing down and analysis. And if you spend too much time in analysis, you get into paralysis. So my suggestion for you is fast processing. Get the information that you need from the situation and then move into action, which is something that I teach a lot inside of my Soul Shift membership, which really the first step from being in this environment to really creating a strong foundation for your transformation. So honor your emotional experiences, no matter how difficult they are, and use them as your stepping stones towards understanding yourself and building a brighter future for yourself. By allowing yourself to feel your pain and grow through it, you become that light of strength and wisdom for yourself. Listen, pain is pain, right? And we're taught that when something hurts you, especially physically, right? You touch a candle when you're little and it burns you, to never touch the candle again. So we're taught that to not have pain, you need to avoid. But the challenge with avoiding the things that cause pain is that they will keep coming back. The things will keep triggering those pains to come up. And the biggest thing is on a healing journey, which you will be on for the rest of your life. When you are at what I would say your peak of your journey is, which is where I feel like I am right now, is at the peak of that journey. The universe will give you people, circumstances, and things and say, hey, you are at your peak and you have done so much work. You've clean, cleared, and released so much. You've grown so much. You are in full alignment. You hear, your ing, you've got that intuition. You hear the divine guidance. You see the synchronicities, that you see where you're being led. You see the patterns of information. You see what it is that you need to see in order to be led where you need to be led. However, the universe will also say, but you didn't pay attention to this. And this is something that actually has a big hold over you, but you didn't realize that it did because there were other things causing so much pressure and weight and disconnection that they took precedence. But what I want you to see is that there's this now. And generally, those things are going to be really painful. And you're going to think, man, it feels like I'm taking steps backwards. And this has now caused a disruption in my life or a disruption in my relationships, right? Yeah, you're all good. No worries, Rebecca. The disruption in my relationships, right? And it's going to pop up and it's going to give you this information that lets you see this. And you have to decide if you're going to let that pain set and if you're going to take the time to process that, remember, fast, and then get into action to clean, clear, and release that. That is all the work we do in Soul Shift. Clean, clear, release, clean, clear, release, clean, clear, release. Because that's what has to happen for you to do the real work of the revive and complete soul transformation that is lasting. First, it's learning to clean, clear, and release. That's the foundation of the work. Then it's the next level of the revive of your soul for that lasting transformation. That is why my membership is called Soul Shift. My mastermind is called Revive, because it's really, really important that you do the work of shifting before you even worry about any sort of revive or lasting transformation. But what happens is that you start the process of the shifting, right? Of clean clearing and releasing. And then life happens and you give up on yourself and things become more important and you put them into place and you never get to the revive, which is the whole transformation of it all, right? So I'm in the whole like this is where I am, but shit still comes up that I have to clean, clear, and release, which is the same for you. So the most important part of it, hey, so glad that you're here. The most important part of it is acknowledging what the information is that you're being given and the lesson that you need to learn so that you can feel that peace in this area that you're being presented with. Because you may feel peaceful everywhere else, right? You may feel alive everywhere else. You may feel like aligned and you have that soul confidence and that soul worth and that soul esteem and have that full alignment. And the universe is like, but hey, here's this thing that if you don't clean, clear, and release it, it's going to become a derailment, pressing up against you and can kick you off this path. So you need to pay attention, right? Right now, it could just be a roadblock, but it's on its way to a derailment. And if you're not careful, it's going to kick you off. And you're going to go from lasting transformation and this alignment and this peak to now feeling like you've taken so many steps backwards and you've got to do this extra work. So when you feel life has broken you, the answer is to feel your fucking pain. That's facing it. That's processing. That's getting into action. All right, your journal prompt for today. Oh, actually, before we get to that, if you don't know who I am, I'm Power Coach Alicia, soul healer, author, and speaker. I specialize in helping you go from burnout to recharged in 30 days or less. And what's even more important than that is I will make you tell yourself the truth. I have so many people that are like, oh, I don't need anything with self-sabotage. I don't need anything with burnout. I don't need anything with people pleasing. I've got all of that under control. Do you? Is it facing it under control or is it avoidance under control? Because if it's avoidance under control, you need it more than you can ever possibly imagine, right? I will always tell you the truth. I will always call you out. I will always say, hey, listen, I know that you think that this is how you're operating, but this thing that you just said tells me this. Now, what do you think about that? How does that set in you? Is that actually true for you or am I off? I'm not going to press it upon you. I'm going to ask you to see if that's what it is. So when we talk about going from burnout to recharge in 30 days or less, that's getting back hold of this energy. That's getting back hold of your being. That's getting back into connection with yourself so that we can do the work that needs to be done for the transformation that you fucking crave. That is what I do as Power Coach Alicia. And that is why I call myself a soul healer. Right? A life coach will go in and ask you a whole bunch of questions and help you, and then you figure it out on your own. They are helping you figure it out on your own. I don't have time for that. It's not my personality. I don't have the patience for that. I'm about showing you what you don't see and teaching you how to live and what's the truth for you so that you can heal, so that you can feel good, so that you can evolve, so you can transform, not so that you can learn to deal with it and push forward. We do not deal with anything in my world to push forward, to move forward, to continue on. We clean, clear, and release so that we are aligned, so that we are whole, so that we are full within ourselves, so that we can blaze our trail in the world and do that authentically as ourself, not as an edited, smaller version of ourself because everybody else needs that in order for them to feel like they're worth something. I need you to hear that. I need you to rewind this if you're on replay. If you're live, come back here. I don't know. We're at 13 minutes in. You need to hear that. All right. Journal prompt for the day. Reflect on a recent experience that brought you pain or discomfort. How did you initially respond to it? How did it make you feel? Consider how you can create a safe space within yourself. Consider how you can create a safe space within yourself. Consider how you can create a safe space in yourself. How you can create a safe space within yourself. Because if you cannot create the safe space within yourself, no one else could create a safe space that you can step into with them. Okay, so consider how you can create a safe space within yourself to fully acknowledge and process any pain. What insights or growth opportunities do you see emerging from this experience? Write about your experiences and intentions for allowing yourself to feel your pain and grow through it. This journal that we are in is the Find Your Inner Truth and Embrace Your find your inner calm and embrace your truth. If you go to Amazon, search Alicia Willardson, you will see this journal plus my books and my soul calendar for 2024 there. I highly recommend that you snag this up and do daily journal work in this. My next journal will be all about breaking free from the grasp of a burnout and recharging your mind, body, and soul. That is coming next. It's going to be a very, very, very powerful journey, but this journal is great for your foundational setting and then moving into that. All right. I wanted to mention that your journal prompt, or excuse me, your affirmation for today is I honor and allow myself to feel my pain. Ooh. I honor and allow myself to feel my pain, knowing it is a natural part of my human experience. And through this process, I embrace growth, self-discovery, and healing. I allow myself to feel my pain, knowing that it is a natural part of my human experience. Through this process, I embrace growth, self-discovery, and healing. Remember, when it comes to your journal prompts, you say them 10 times. You want to say them with conviction, with energy, with power in your voice, right? With passion. And you want to get your body involved. You can do incantations, right? When you get your body involved, you say them 10 times, you have that conviction. It embeds these affirmations into you and they become you. If you want to break free from the brokenness that you feel like life has done to you, you first and foremost need to feel the pain and then acknowledge that it was for you and the lessons that you must learn, or I swear to God, it will continue to happen. You will continue to be broken down, ending up on your knees and taking everything that you have to stand back up. In avoidance, there is more pain than you can ever possibly imagine than when you face it and you see the lessons, you embrace the lessons, that you grow from it, you clean, clear, and release it from you, and you take it from the stories of pain to the stories of strength. And you take it from the wounds that you have in your soul to the windows of wisdom. I did a whole entire Spirit of the Soul session about turning your strength into, or turning your stories into strength and your wounds into wisdom. So fucking powerful. About a week ago. Actually, it was a week ago yesterday. So if you go back to January, I believe 29th, you'll be able to listen to the replay of that. And actually, even more, I will pull up that replay and drop it in the description for those of you guys that are, I was going to say in the group. I'll have to actually drop it on this video, but I'll get it in there. If you're in the Soul Healing Sanctuary Facebook group, it'll be in the description of this video and you'll be able to watch the replay of that. It is so powerful. When life has broken you, the answer is to feel your pain. It's the only answer. And what happens is you avoid it. And in avoidance, it perpetuates. I always say, what you fear most becomes you. What you avoid grows. It supercharges it. What you face, what you acknowledge, what you process, what you get into action on diminishes, which also where your focus and energy goes grows. So if you are in avoidance, if you are in denying, you will be presented with more situations to avoid and deny. And life will be like that for you until you choose to get off that cycle of destruction, until you choose to make a different decision. And if you don't choose to get off that cycle of destruction and you don't choose to make a different decision, then this is it for you. The last thing that I want to mention as it pertains to this is everything that you go through, whether good or bad, is because you are on that frequency. You are on the frequency of that. So therefore, it's continuing, the universe is continuing to give you these things that bring you to your knees, that you need to work back from, that are hard, that are crazy making, that suck, that you're struggling with. It's going to keep happening because that's the frequency you're on. Okay. You have to get off that frequency for things to change. And you can't get off the frequency for the things to change if you believe that those things are happening to you and this just is your life. Remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It is always, always, always about progress, not perfection. And you must, and it is imperative that you give yourself way more grace than you give everyone else because the world needs who you were made to be. So show up every single fucking day and slay as the badass you are. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.